Welcome to the episode 2 of talking to, I don't know, the bearded guy. You can call it this way. So, quick introduction. We had a lovely workout today before we came here in Elysium Gym. Thank you. We done, what do you call it again?
Calisthenics.
Calisthenics, yes.
Body-
Electrics, whatever you call it. Some things I don't say because I'm from Pongland. We done some back workout and then we came here and done some boxing. Well, I pretend he is a boxer. Spoiler alert. So a quick introduction. So what's your name?
Geoff George.
Geoff George. Geoff is an old friend of mine. No. Geoff, you're a boxer, old-time friend. You have any middle names, nicknames?
None that I'd like to offer, I'd rather not. I'd rather not.
Well, you have one nickname I know of.
Well, let's keep it to yourself. Please.
Okay. So we're not going to unpack the present today, just in case. So your childhood, you have any siblings, any brothers?
I do. I've got an older brother, an older sister as well.
There's three of you.
Three of us all together, aye. Three Highlands.
Three Highlands. Well, you're not a Highland. You're a nice guy.
Ah,
So where were you born? Where are you from?
I was born in Newtonards. I grew up in Newtonards as well. Grew up in the Scrabble estate.
That means you have web feet or 12 toes?
12 toes.
12 toes.
Just the 12 toes, 6 fingers.
6 fingers, web feet is in Bangor because they're closer to the sea here.
That's exactly
that's right. So that's a quick schedule. But is your siblings doing any sports, boxing?
My sister does cross country running, obstacle course racing. Quite a lot actually. She does quite a lot of them, like trips to Tesco's. She's just flat out with that. Got me into one as well. I did one of those in Dublin.
You say Tesco's?
She does obstacle course races like the trips to Tesco's. She was banging out 5 or 6 of them a year. Yeah.
Jesus.
Flat out, big mileage and coming and scoring in the top 10 anyway.
Oh, that's brilliant. And your brother?
He's a landscaper. He's done a bit of boxing as well as a kid, and a bit of probably more street fight than anything else. But
so your brother do boxing. So both of you did boxing in the past.
We trained. We didn't really compete when we were younger. We both trained together. We've trained. I've trained personally since I was about 15, and then my brother, he's 9 years older, but we went to the gym together. We did a lot of training about arts, different gyms and arts. Just the normal stuff, sort of bit of strongman stuff, bit of this, bit of that. Keeping ourselves right.
Strongman stuff?
A bit of strongman. We did a bit of everything. We just mixed in with. My mindset is if you can pick up something from each sport or each sort of discipline and add it to what you want to do, that's kind of
like electrics.
A bit like calisthenics. A bit like calisthenics, yeah.
Calisthenics.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's fantastic. So you said you were boxing in the past. Oh, you was born in arts. Was that a wee bit rough for you, or?
Yeah, I grew up in the Scrabble estate. It was
Scrapple estate.
The Scrabble estate. It was interesting. You fight to go and get the milk, but yeah, it's kind of you go one way or the other. You're either going to face it or you're going to run, and I did a wee bit of both. To be fair, not going to lie, sort of mixed it up, which is probably
as you should.
Yeah, this is it. You don't win everyone. But we had a good childhood. We sort of ran about up Scrabble with free reign back in the days before the phones took over. So we were building huts, playing murder hunts, building weapons, building a bit of everything.
Wait, let me stop. Is that the times whenever you go out, where's my mates? Oh, there's all the bikes on that house. Head there, that's everybody sitting?
Yeah, back in the old days, the proper
one. What you up to? You want to go for a pint and get the bucky out?
That's it.
All that shenanigans. So let's come back to the main topic. We're talking about sports.
Yeah.
That's what the whole podcast is about. So if I'm not going to offend you, you're a boxer.
I am.
Just for the face expression and the few punches you land in my jaw beforehand. Still sore. But it's good. Brilliant guy. By the way, recommended highly to speak with him or train with him. So how long you boxing for? What age?
Late. I started late. I started when I was 18. I actually didn't compete then until I was 21. So which is considered quite late. I started in Abbey Boxing Club in Bangor. So I would have travelled from Ards to Bangor.
Abbey, that's Sandy.
Sandy Rice, yep, brilliant coach. Well known in the neighbourhood.
Oh, I heard all of that. I've never met him.
He's a legend. He's a legend of a man. So yeah, I came through it quite hard, I would say. I was the kid from Ards, coming into the gym where other kids had been there for a long time. I was forged in the fire, basically. They let me know that I was the outsider. So I didn't get easy spars. I got fights. My first spars were fights, basically, which is what I wanted and what I needed, really. It helped me progress. Sandy again saw that I was willing and was willing to put me into multiple fights at sort of whatever level. It wasn't really very worried about weight class either. I was a lightweight, but fought as high as middleweight.
That's a massive weight jump.
It was, yeah. You can feel the difference in the punches as well, but in my mind it was experience. And I did okay.
Well, in fairness, you sparred a guy who's like me, like middleweight.
Yeah.
Who am I lying to? um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've got too many questions here for him, but need to use my magical notes. Thank you, Leslie, for the thanking. What did you call that?
I don't know what it's called. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it's called. Yoke.
Yoke. Yoke. So I know you a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know I'm making the setup here. I'm sorry, manager. Please don't kill me. I know you're into. You put your fingers in many pies.
I do. Yes.
Except boxing. We can cut that out.
Fuck it, roll.
What are you laughing for? Stop laughing. So, I mean, like, I need to stop saying fitness industry because it's really doing my head whenever I hear my voice saying it.
Yeah.
But from like a gym perspective, like different workouts.
Yeah.
I trained with you in the past.
Yeah.
I boxed with you in the past. And I know every time I train with you, you fuck me up somehow new.
Yeah.
Every time I find out I have muscles, then I didn't even realize they're in my body. So today we did calisthenics.
Yeah. Okay. You did it. You did
it. So except that you did boxing, calisthenics. What else? Strongman you mentioned.
A wee bit of everything. To be honest with you, I'm again of the mindset. I like to keep active and I like to keep myself busy, and I want to learn. I want to learn new aspects, different sports, and you're going to take something. It might not fit you perfectly, but there's things that you can take from that. For me, it's to be an athlete. I want to be an athlete. I want to have the best athletic physique I can have. I want to have the best athletic output I can have. And to gain that, you're going to get it from a lot of different disciplines. If you want to focus on one sport, 100%, that should be your focus. But that doesn't mean you can't have these other aspects of training to help with that. If you build a good athletic base, to me, you could jump into any sport. And how much you're going to progress in that sport is how much you choose to focus on that individual sport. But the basis is the same. It's a mix of multiple sports, in my mind, or multiple movements, and keeping the body guessing. You can get stagnant very easy. Your body adapts very fast. There's crackheads running about drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, and they're still walking about fine. So your body will adapt to that, and it'll adapt to that environment.
What kind of quality life is that?
Well, it's not a quality life at all, but your body can adapt to it. That's so again, your body's going to adapt to the training you're doing. So if you can keep on changing that up and keep the body guessing, you're going to keep on progressing. So you don't end up stagnant, basically.
No, that's perfect. I have to ask. I tried to find out any of your past fights.
Mm-hmm.
Dark hole of internet, couldn't even find it.
Nope.
What's your record like? Because I know beforehand you had few good fights.
Yeah.
And I see the pictures whenever I used to have that thing called Big Book, which actually Steal Your Soul. Some of the pictures. So what's your record?
As an amateur, I fought as an amateur over 10 fights. That was 50-50. Wasn't great as an amateur. Again, that was when I was learning the trade, basically. Again, starting late. So that was kind of my sparring or my introduction. So it's 50-50 as an amateur. Those losses were split decisions as well and stuff like that through championships. And then I fought as whether you would want to call it prize ring or semi-pro, IBA, the IBA circuit. I've had 11 of those and won 9. So that definitely suited me better. That style, no head guard, more of a fighter style. It took me a long time to actually learn to box. When I first started, I was a brawler. I was fit, I was strong, I was a landscaper. And that's what carried me through fights. Since then, I've obviously sort of delved into the sport that bit more to sort of teach myself because I was teaching other people. I wanted to learn as much as I could learn to pass that on, and through that, I've sort of improved my boxing skill as well. Fights wise, realistically, there wouldn't have been a lot of video. You're before the times of phones and this and that. Yeah, you're going back realistically 2010, 2011 when I would have been active as an amateur, and more of those semi-pro fights as well. My most recent fight I had in last June, which would be on YouTube through Marty Kays, big up Marty Kays, through his IBA productions. It's one of the sort of bigger semi-pro circuits you can get onto and actually get your name known. And that's
not for me, like no.
Well, you could. You get you a match. You get you a 50-50 match. There's a few boys from our club. Big guy David as well. He fought there last year. Won himself a title. Won himself a heavyweight title through Marty Key circuit as well. So there's opportunities there, and that's somewhere I see myself going again this year. I'll just delve back into it, and get a few videos for you to watch.
Oh, 100%. Listen, since I met you, I was always busted to see you in a ring
Yep.
because I sparred with him a few times. He always have a better of me because I'm shade.
I
But
don't know. I don't know. Sore few faces. Maybe.
no, but phenomenal person, especially to spar with and lead you through it. I have to go back to my magical book. No, the thing I really want to talk to you about, um, strongman, all the sports you're doing. What do you feel with? What's
What
your fuel?
my fuel? I've got kids. I've got kids.
I mean, food.
Oh, food. I fuel for it. Fuel wise.
Because see, that kind of engine to motor you doing, you have kids.
Yeah,
Kids as a massive
it
responsibility.
is.
Like I know lots of professional athletes not skipping the part of family, but the family is getting pushed aside.
Yeah.
If we have a fight, I have a fight, and family just have to be dragged into it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember whenever I was competing in like strongman or anything I was doing, I never tried to do anything half-arsed.
Yeah.
So I was always, I'm sorry, no school runs, gym, home, eat, work. That's it.
Yeah.
But well, I grow a wee bit from it, especially having so many kids. No Sky TV in the house. But so how you get energy for all of it?
Food. I eat as natural as possible. I tend to avoid things that are going to be hard to process for the body. So heavily processed foods, processed sugars.
I'm waiting for that.
I
Come on.
don't. I know you're pushing for vegan. I don't consider myself a vegan. I don't consider myself vegan. I was strict vegan for 5 years. And I focused on whole foods, grains, nuts, seeds.
You introduced me to that.
Grains. I did. And to me, that's it's more knowledge. If you have a bit of knowledge that's worked for you, I mean, I did the whole protein shakes and supplements, and I say the weights training side of things. And coming from that to what I would now consider a cleaner diet, or a more natural diet, I personally felt the difference in that. That was like night and day to me. So it's difficult to explain that unless you are going to go through it yourself.
Yeah.
So I do. To me, I want to share that. To me, I had a good experience from it, and I want to share that experience. I don't expect anyone. I'm not one of these billboard vegans walking about preaching. And I have no issue with that. If that's your crack on with that.
I said it yesterday.
But it's not for me. To me, you're turning people off. If you're going to shove that in someone's face, you're turning people off to what the reality of it is. If you're going to shove violence in someone's face, the first reaction is I shut head down. Unless it's like ourselves, we're a bit more violently inclined.
Yeah.
But
that's what I said to kids as well. This is the place. If you want to be violent, you want to fight.
There's a place for it. Yeah, you can yes, you can put that energy into that, and then you're not going out there. If you're a boxer, you're a fighter, you're a martial artist, the last thing you're going to be doing is going out and scrapping the street. It's the last. You have no interest in that. It's for the mugs.
I think it's the what do you call it? You're more confident with yourself. Yeah. You don't have to prove, oh, I can knock your pan in, or I can lock you out, I can choke you out, I can.
Yeah. And that confidence carries. I think most people, if they're trying to start a fight, it's not that they want to fight someone; they want to hit somebody.
They want to prove themselves better.
Exactly. They're going to prove something. They want to go and hit somebody. If that was the reality that they actually thought they would have a fight out of that, they have no interest. Because if they did have an interest, they'd be in a gym. That's my mindset on that. But back to food. Yeah, so I would consider myself more plant-based. Realistically, not that I have a label for it. I eat what I enjoy, and that's the reality of it. My diet's varied over years, and it'll continue to vary. The basis for it and what I tend to stick to is what's natural. If it grows in the ground, I don't.
Cows growing from the
cows eat the grass, and I don't. And I have personally, for me, morally, I don't eat meat, and I don't feel I'll go back to that.
Because you eat meat, right? I have that picture in my head, and we have this conversation. Let's make Ponglish kicking in again. We have this conversation before. It was a picture of you going into the ring with the physique of a Greek god, not a small penis, by the way. Built like a brick shit house, ripped to the shreds, and you said to me, "That's me, powered by sticks."
Yeah,
just eat sticks, all meat, go in the ring, and then didn't feel yourself.
I had size and I had strength, and my stamina was fucked. I had zero stamina. I had 2 rounds, and if I didn't stop them in 2 rounds, I was hanging out my hole for the third.
Because now you can keep going.
I'll go all day. I'll be in here training kids, holding pads. You can be here for an hour doing that, and then the adults come in for an hour and a half, and I could be doing the same. Have a spar at the end of it. Go home, eat some fucking lettuce and crack on. That's
No, because I watch your food for a long time
yeah.
before I ask you. Because you never approached me and said, "Yo, I'm a vegan."
No, I don't push. I don't push.
I was checking your Instagram, I think beforehand, or was Facebook at the time. It was always the picture of your food, and it fucking looked phenomenal. And every had like a pickle, it was pickle things on it,
Yeah.
and everything looked like fuck. I would eat it.
Yeah.
What do you call the bread? The bread my manager like sourdough bread.
Yeah.
So all the stuff like that, it's food I love, I enjoy, but I still like my guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's I have no. If you're looking at optimal health, I see no reason other than ethical why someone shouldn't be eating um, quality cuts of meat. If you're eating processed foods in general, whether that be meat, whether that be cereals, whether that you know what I mean, chocolates, fucking buns, um, that are the things that they detract from your body. They detract from nutrients. They're going to detract from your physique. They're going to detract from your mental mindset. They are negative to your body. And I don't say again. I'll have my takeaways. I'll have this and I'll have that. I work on a percentage game. Yeah, I don't count calories. I don't.
What's the takeaway again?
Takeaway. Well, this is the crack. I'll go and I'll have whatever I want to have. Still won't have meat because that's just an ethical choice for me. But I don't avoid foods. I don't avoid foods. I eat what I want to eat, and I eat what I enjoy. And the foods that I make them to enjoy them. I'm not sitting weighing out fucking rice and weighing out this and weighing out that.
Well, you're not the pro bodybuilder.
But there's no, even at that stage, there's no fucking need for it because they're really. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah,
that'll be my controversial subject. Let's fucking leave that where it is.
Pro bodybuilding.
Let's fucking leave that where it is.
So.
Oh, here we go.
I really struggle to don't say that, but what way to put it right? So you're doing your career of boxer, you're doing coaching here, which is a phenomenal job because that place really do look apart.
That's these done applying the job in here.
All your coaching stuff, which I personally know, Matt, yourself. I met Leslie once years ago whenever I first been introduced to boxing with Old Club.
Yeah.
Great job. But what I think will interest people as well, people like yourself, who have families, have sport, have like career, how you went down? Like, what's your party? Like, do you have any like? What people would call it? Put your hair down.
I like a wee rave. I do like a wee rave. I have been known to go and fucking throw a few glow sticks about, and have a wee dance, and I do. I'd not often, but when I do, I'm going and I'm cracking on like.
So dancing?
Oh, I'll have a wee dance. I'll have a wee fucking sing along. I'll crack on like yeah.
Did you ever? 1, 2, 3. Did you ever thought like to proceed maybe dancer career, like doing a bit dancing? No.
I have been asked, believe it or not.
Am I a dick now? Am I?
Oh, you crack on. You crack on, sir. No issues.
Right. So, as you're on the subject of dancing, a little bird told me you have a wee bit of a dancing career beforehand. Can say like a wee entertainment job.
I would call it entertainment. I will go entertainment. I would say that, yeah.
If you want to skip on that, I'm happily.
We'll crack on. I'll dance around the subject.
Who's the subject?
Yeah, I worked for an entertainment company. I worked for an entertainment business. They catered for parties, wedding parties, hens, red carpet events, dinner events. Yeah, so I offered my services with that.
And what would be like a job prescription? Description.
What I was asked for was photos. And the short chat to see that I had a bit of rapport and a bit of banter. That was really it. It was a bit of social skills. And I assume what they were looking for was someone who could pass themselves neat and tidy physically.
Because you're always shredded, like your physique is on point.
I look after myself. I don't diet. I don't cut. I don't focus on any of that. I'm consistent. I train consistently in whatever aspect I choose to train in that day. And my nutrition's it's just what I eat. I'm not cutting for a show. I'm not doing this. Not cutting for a fight. I don't change much. I don't really change much.
I think that's a healthy way to go for it.
It's consistent and it works. It personally works for me. It might not work for everybody.
So did you before have to cut weight for fights, or
I would have cut. A lot of times I fought heavier. I would have fought. I was between weight classes. So I would have been between 60 kilos and 64.
Mm-hmm.
60 would be lightweight. So if I had to cut the lightweight, it was maybe 2 kilos, and I was lean then. So it was a difficult cut. Even just that 2 kilos would have been difficult at the time.
Well, for me, it's like a big sweat. I'm not gonna say shit. I did. Yeah, 2 kilos for me is probably a day of not drinking water.
A good juice, but I would have fought heavier. Sandy, like Sandy again, he was wanting me to progress. He wanted me to get experience, so he was quite content and knew that I was willing to go and take fights that were perhaps out of my weight class. I was usually they were normally outside my skill level as well, based on the fact that they'd been boxing for a lot longer. But I was able to see that I could hold my own and I could manage that, and I was learning. I was learning a lot off the back of that. I also found that the amateurs personally weren't for me. I understand the amateur style a lot better now, and it's point scoring, it's in and it's out. Whereas I had the idea in my head it was a fighter. You had to get in and fight, and then you leave yourself open for stuff. Your adrenaline's kicking in. You get that adrenaline dump. Your cortisol's kicking in. You're tight. You're tense. It's very difficult to be light and loose and fast with the hands.
Just looking for shots instead of just go for it.
You're creating stuff. You're trying to create a shot or creating an opening.
Because you were a brawler in the past.
I brawled. My first, if you saw my first 10 fights, I was scrappy. If I caught some with the right hand, I was cracking them. I was doing them. And
like
I chased them. I was like a bull. I would have chased people around the ring. If I went forward, I was quite content to go forward. And it didn't really matter what we had either. I was content to go forward. But my nose shows the results of that, which is just you end up getting past. Oh, I know I'm a handsome man, but I've had my knocks.
If not my manager, I still would like one.
But yeah, it's after that I realized more the pro style, or that kind of semi-pro style, was probably where I directed it, and I wasn't focused enough to possibly go pro. Now I'm 36 now, and to be honest with you, I feel fit and as strong as I ever have, and
you are like
I will consider. I'll consider a few fights here. That's just what I'm doing, but it's for enjoyment. I have nothing to prove. I have kids to coach here. That's really my focus, is bringing up the next generation and kind of showing them, and even teaching them the things that I maybe fell short in, or the things that I maybe didn't know at the time. If I'm able to guide them through that, or the nerves, even the nerve side of the ring, or ring control, there's stuff there I've managed to pick up over the years that I can 100% pass on. That makes their life that bit easier. It means they can focus on the training and they're actually boxing, rather than worry about nerves and worry about the diet, worry about nutrition and hydration and cutting weight and all that. So there's a whole lot of things there that can be made a lot easier, basically. Made a lot easier.
100%. Well, good you told me about that. I actually have something in my mind, but that's after. Talking about random subjects. Every single person gonna be interviewed with me I will ask for your most extreme, extraordinary, what was you to it, controversial opinion, something would like piss people off, or most people will say like, fuck, he's on a bite. Come on, hit us with something strong.
Supplements. It's always been
Go ahead.
a point of conversation for me. If your nutrition is on point, there is zero need to supplement. Whey protein is one of my biggest fucking gripes. The amount of people who they will completely bypass and ignore sleep health, daily routines, things in general that will maintain physical health. They will ignore those 100%, but will take a high protein snack and think that this is in some way going to gain or support their training. Again, I see that as a negative. It's a processed food, a heavily processed food. Whey protein itself is.
But it's so hard to not have processed food.
But it's not. It's not. It's
for people who are like me, lazy.
But it's the difference between watching EastEnders and doing food prep, and that's the way I look at that.
I would love to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I would love to have that time to go and do the food prep. If anybody want to food prep our channel, I'll be super happy about that.
But even that, I don't necessarily prep. But because of what I've eaten, I make meals easier. So I'll do a steam pot if I want to come home and I'm home. Like there's days I'm working. I'm a landscaper, so I'm working during the day.
So you have a full-time job as well?
Full-time job. Well, I have a full-time job. I have my kids 3 days a week. I work 4 days a week. So I go from work to having the kids. I'm in here 5 days, potentially 4 or 5 days for 2.5 hours. So I could come out of work last night. There's a perfect example. Last night, I finished work at 5 o'clock. I got back in the yards for 5:30. I had a shower. I had something to eat, which was probably an apple or an orange or something. It's something fast. So I'm not heavy in here. I come in here for 2.5 hours. I go home and I'm having to make dinner at 8:30. I'm not going to sit and prep something for an hour and then sit down to my dinner. So I'll literally make I'll have rice in a bowl, in a steam bowl. I'll be cutting mushrooms. If I want tofu, whatever veggies I'm going to throw into it, bit of sauce on top of it, or herbs and spices, and leave that to steam. You can make chilies off the back of it, curries, all of it. It's basic food, basic, but it's decent nutrition. It's high quality nutrition, and it's easy to make. It's cheap.
So no supplements.
No, I don't need supplements.
Supplements sucks.
Supplements suck. Supplements suck ass. If your dad isn't in check, I can understand why. It's a massive industry, and that's how I look at it. There's massive profits being made with supplements.
Oh, huge.
Those days. Whey protein is a derivative of cheese production. It was pig feed. Whey protein is pig feed. So they're separating the whey from the curds. They make the cheese.
Funny you saying that.
It's the bulk.
Yes.
It's not the build muscle.
Chicken fed was same because I had a friend who had chicken farm.
Yeah.
And his brother was like a wee tablets, the chicken fed. He was popping them, and in space of 2 months, he put 10 kilos on.
Yeah.
Not muscle, just pure fat.
You'll put weight on. You will put weight on. It's dairy in general. I'm not going to get into dairy. I will get into dairy. It's another fucking controversial subject.
I love my cheese. Leave my cheese alone.
You do love your cheese. You love your cheese because it hits the same dopamine receptors as cocaine, and it's an actual addiction. It's got casein. Casein is addictive. Casein is in breast milk, and that's what brings the baby back to the breast.
I'm gonna stick to the breast milk.
Yeah, breast is best. Breast is best. Did we go off? It's in pain and gain.
No, fair play. Now, okay, so that's the controversial part. What's your favorite tune to train with?
Favorite tune? I listen to again. My music's like my training. I listen to Johnny Cash. I'll listen to Jimi Hendrix. I'll have a bit of rave on, a bit of dance on.
So let's say you come down to the gym. I can't be fuck doing anything. Put the gloves on the side. Put the coffee on. I need to boost myself up. So I'll be like,
something's on. I'd probably say
we need that because we want to eventually get a playlist of all the customers, all the guests, and it's gonna be called something. I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out later. And we try to put that on just for everybody to listen if they struggle to find that music for the gym. So all the extreme personalities we have here, gonna create that playlist. He's gonna create it for us as yourself. So come on, give us a hit.
I'll give you a hit.
Not Toto Africa because that's my favorite tune.
The last entrance track was Lud, A Man Down Under. The remix of it's pretty decent.
I can beat it. Oh, honestly, like that's one of my favorite tracks as well.
It's a good tune. It's a good tune.
This manager can stop twiddling on Twitblick and get that tune.
Lud, Man Down Under.
Just remember that. And the final, the head, the dot above the eye, I don't know, the foot of Achilles. Give us your best daddy joke.
The best dad joke was created by my son, my 9-year-old son.
That's a son joke.
It's a son joke, but it was to his dad, and I do repeat it because it was gold. It may go down like a fart in a spacesuit, but I quite liked it. So, what do you get if you cross a donkey with a mushroom? A fungus. Gold.
I need to work on my laugh. Oh my god. Right. Write it down. I'm gonna keep it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
No,
pleasure as always.
That was, by the way, you joking?
It's right behind you.
Is it?
Oh, I can see it. Thank you, sir. Very witness in front of the camera, have
Oh yeah.
Don't know if I can now after this bar.
Well, I'm gonna keep talking because it's gonna take a wee while.
Is it 11 print on?
No. It's nothing weird. I bought it because I knew by a different nickname, which I don't think was harsh or anything funky.
I'm interested to hear it.
But that was the one I actually spy on your phone a few times.
Is it Magic Mike?
No. What's funny about Magic Mike? He was actually a professional dancer up here, so
he can dance, all right. Apparently, he can actually cage fight as well.
Was I?
He did training for the fighter, and apparently, if he chose to, he could have been a cage fighter. Challenging. He had all the.
So it's few people I will not follow, but look into it was him as a professional dancer. Your man was supposed to be a James Bond. There's a DJ. He was prepping for a boxing fight. A black guy named.
Class. Awesome. I have a canvas up of Popeye in my living room.
I know.
Yeah, let's
I've been in your house.
Go ahead, lad. Brilliant. That's great. Go ahead.
Because your nickname was Popeye in the ring.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
And thank you for being here. Really pleasure.
Always.
Thank you for a lovely workout and see you next time.
You too, guys. Thank you.